what can we do? Like, what can voters do anymore? Does it matter anymore what we do, or are we done?
It does matter.
Does local level matter more than ever? Local level voting, or what matters? Like, what can we do?
So the congressman before me in my district got a call at home one night, and this older lady was upset that her trash hadn't been picked up.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a U.S. congressman. He said,
"Ma'am, picked it up."
He said, "No." He said, "I'm your U.S. congressman. I'm not involved with the trash pickup. Did you think about calling your county commissioner?" And she said, "I was going to do that, but I didn't want to start that high up."
Yeah.
So, I think local is. I started out in local politics, and the local officials have way more impact on your life than the federal government does. And so I would take time and pay attention and vote locally. And those are also people you can go find. When I was a local government official and we would stop at the grocery store to buy milk, my kids would beg my wife to go in to pick up the milk because I'd be in there 2 hours and somebody talked to me about a pothole and somebody talked to me about some weeds that need mowed at the intersection, and I wouldn't get out of there. Now that I'm a congressman, I can buy milk anywhere. Nobody cares. They know Congress can't get anything done.
Right.
And so I think the people have figured it out. Definitely pay attention local. When you do pay attention federal, don't get distracted by the weapons of mass distraction. Mm-hmm. Don't call Nancy Pelosi. You're not going to change her mind. Only call people you can vote for because the people taking those calls know that, and they'll discount everything you say unless you're a constituent. So everybody has 2 state senators and 1 U.S. representative. So you only need to make 3 phone calls. I wouldn't write them a letter. I wouldn't waste time on email. I would make a phone call, and more likely than not, a real person in that office will pick up the phone and talk to you. And it'll be somebody who does talk to the congressman. Like we have a staff of about 12 to 24 people. And I say hi to those people that you are talking to every day. Now, I don't know that all congressmen are this diligent, but I have them write down who called about what and how many calls we got.
Mm-hmm.
Some days I get 1 phone call,
and
it's from the same guy that calls every day, right?
Yeah.
Michael. If Michael doesn't call, we ask the local sheriff to go do a wellness check.
Oh, yeah.
Don't be a frequent flyer. Don't call up your congressman and say, "I'll never vote for him again if he votes this way," because then they never have to take you seriously. But I would call up. I would only call people you can vote for and be polite, be quick, get off the phone. The next one, people, I see people come up to lobby, let's say for their grandma who has Alzheimer's, mm-hmm. and they spend $300 on a plane ticket, a couple $100 on a hotel room. The food is expensive in DC, and they finally get to their congressman's office and they talk to a staffer.
Yeah.
That to me is a waste of money. I would find that congressman locally and take half of what you would have spent on the trip to DC. And if you could stomach that person's politics, make a donation. Mm-hmm. That's why the lobbyist has the ear. I'm not saying America has to compete with lobbyists for giving money, but I will tell you this. If you give a politician $500, you won't have to ask for his phone number. He'll be calling you every week.
Thinking about what do I need next?
Asking for more of it.
Damn.
And so
but that's where we're at,
that's where we're at.
Because we just have to compete. Money has to compete with money, you think? Dark money?
It doesn't have to compete, but you got to figure out a way to get their attention. If it's whatever the minimum is to get in the door, that fundraiser. If it's $50, don't give them $500. Give them $50 and go in and just talk to them like a human being if you can.
But at a bigger level, like, will we ever get these lobbyists out? Is it just a wrap? What do we tell us if we all just...
Here's the way you break free. No. Well, you should definitely go to the beach and only spend about no more than 10% of your life thinking about politics because it ain't healthy.
Amen.
But the 10% that you do, you should ask your congressman to advocate for separate bills on separate topics.
Yeah, I agree. That seems way more pertinent because then there's a level of accountability.
Yeah, and they can't hide behind, well, it had a pay raise for soldiers.
Right.
So advocate for that, make phone calls, if you can be friendly and connect with them, maybe you don't agree with them on everything, but a broken clock is right twice a day. You know,
Some diplomacy.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a big thing I've been learning recently is that there's a give and take to everything, everything, you know, and that's the way that the world's built. There's like, you know, there's forces, there's a give and take, there's a yin and yang. And even when you have, you want this party or this thing, it's like, there has to be like, you really need both forces a lot of times to get things done.